Greetings from Lehi, Utah. Today is Sunday, December 7th, 2025. It's 5:05 p.m. Mountain Time and about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Even though we're starting in Lehi, this is going to be one of our Christmas montages where we go around and look at several unique Christmas-related displays. The reason I started in Lehi is I saw this, I guess it went viral a couple years ago, starting in 2023. A lot of the homeowners in this area of Lehi, which were near 1700 West, as well as nearby an elementary school, a lot of them started putting up inflatable Santa Clauses, and over time they've just sort of expanded to where one part of the street has a lot of inflatable Santas, and then where I was just pointing the camera behind me this year, those houses started doing inflatable big gingerbread men. So it's become like a fun thing for people to come out and check out, drive by. Even though I drove here, I'm going to do just a walk around the area. So that's where the beginning of this video will be, showcasing that. And I made sure I came here when it was still enough daylight out, so that way we could see the Santas. Now granted, these inflatables, you typically can see them in the evening time too. But I think, it'll be a nice contrast to see these ones in the daytime as it's starting to turn dark. And then when we check out some of our other Christmas displays throughout the evening, it'll be dark and we can enjoy the scenery there. And plus, it's also fun to see how a neighborhood looks. Like when I'm back in Halloween time, when I was doing videos of the Daybreak community, that's why I prefer doing a lot of that during the daytime, because you got to actually see the character of the community. Yeah, from what I read online, it more so seemed to go viral last year, but I don't know if there's an official name to it. Some articles were referencing it as Santa Claus Lane. Another thing was calling it Lehi Santa Claus. Now, some of the Santas aren't powered up right now. You can see like that one over there. This is one of the streets that has a heavier concentration of it. But as we were driving up, there were some houses on the way that also were participating, and it seems like something that's growing. What would be interesting to me is whether or not all of these houses decided to buy these inflatable Santas, or if there was someone specific in the area that maybe bought a bunch of them and said, hey, let's get in this together. And I can see this one here also has the equivalent sized reindeer and snowman. Try to snag a picture of that real quick. Got a car backing up here, so let me veer into the road a little bit. Oh, you know what? Since this is a cul-de-sac, we can walk down this way, and then we'll continue on to the end of the other area. That'll work out. The unique thing about it too is some streets will go all out, obviously, with Christmas decorations in general, and you should see some of those in the other videos later. This one, it's more of a, you have some houses that do have lights, string lights along the roofs or some other shrubbery, but beyond the big inflatable Santas, there's not a whole lot of other Christmas decorations. Another one down there that's not all the way lit up. As for what's to come, after we check out these areas. You know, we'll look at the rest, some of the more Santas over here, then we'll go down and check out those houses that expanded with the gingerbread inflatables. But then I read that in Magna, Utah, there's like a street that does where a lot of houses do extravagant Christmas displays that I haven't seen before. There's also a few other ones on the map. There's a few places that do maps. The place that does the Halloween map tries to get submissions for Christmas, but it's many fewer listed on that map. It seems like the website Axios for the Salt Lake City area does a really good job, but they only focus on the Salt Lake and Greater Salt Lake area, going kind of west of Salt Lake. Like, they don't cover areas in Lehi, for example, or further north or south of Salt Lake. And then there is, in previous years, a KSL map that's been well maintained, but I think this year they might be getting a late start to getting that one up. See an Amazon delivery truck coming by. See a ton of those, especially around the holiday season. Now see if some of these Santas are different. Like, a lot of these have the green mittens. Well, like that one over there seems a little different because you could tell it has the light green mittens and a little bit different facial features. So just more and more Santas everywhere. The fact that there's not, I know nothing about this. This is just me talking out loud and wondering. The fact that there's not a lot of like other Christmas decorations makes me think, like, is this a type of like community where they restrict what you're allowed to put up, and maybe they said, oh, let's go ahead and do this viral type of thing, but limit it to just that, a certain amount of lights you see. Again, the community or the walk continues going further down, but in the interest of time, this is already going to probably be like 15 minutes or more walking and checking this out. So we're not going to explore the whole thing, just enough to really hammer home all the Santas. It's always interesting when you encounter places that at least give you the feeling like this might be a one-of-a-kind thing, where is there somewhere else in the country that has the organization together for the community where they do this? And then they continue. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least more Santas down that way. Or 6, I see another one. But yeah, I think we get the point of that. Here's that one that was a little bit different in character, as you see the sky getting darker. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back to where I started the video, which is just at the end of this road here, and we'll pick up the footage there, and that's where it seemed like the gingerbread house, or gingerbread inflatables, picked up. Something I didn't realize the first time I came by is the John Deere tractor here has some lights around it. Earlier too, I was just making a point of saying, I'm not sure if any other houses had different decorations, but that one down at the end actually does, so I guess that's probably not an issue. So this is where we started the video, at the intersection of 1700 West. Let's see what the cross street is. 650 North, otherwise known as Timp Meadows Drive. And if you're trying to find it on the map, there's an elementary school like Rocky something just right next door. Let's see here, so let's cross here. So no gingerbread inflatable for this one, but it does have some lights up. But then it's down here to where the gingerbread ones begin. And again, just in my head, because like you're not gonna have all these houses randomly saying, "Oh, we're gonna buy this, we're gonna buy this, we're gonna buy this." Like I have to imagine there's someone in the community that is going by and like giving that little nudge, like, hey, you know, would you be interested in doing this type of theme in this area? Like we started the Santas over here one year. What about you guys, you know, getting in on it and expanding? I dig the gingerbread inflatables. You can see another one there outside that house. And not only do they have that, they got the one across the street. And then there's one more down at the end there. I'm not sure if that's another cul-de-sac or if it wraps around to the next road. Yeah, so pretty cool. So not as many gingerbreads as the Santas that we saw. Although the next street over, nearby where the elementary school is, you can sort of see it peeking out its head over there. That street was lined with the gingerbread men as well. So very nice to see. I was just about getting ready to head to my next display in the area of Sandy, Utah, about like an 18-minute drive from here. But as I was about to get off like one of the first streets exiting where we just filmed those Santas, we saw this house and it looked really nicely done, just with how the trees are all covered in the red and green. Same thing with the bushes, the nice major scene, the nutcrackers, the car, and then Santa's sleigh with the unique, I never know what material to call that, but you know, the figure of the Santa. And then just the house itself is beautiful with the white icicle lightings. And it's something I didn't notice as I was driving up. They also have the Grinch right here. So there's the Grinch. It almost looks like a stuffed animal type of Grinch with the way the material looks. The tree behind him. I think the tree has references to the Grinch. And then there's a few more small decorations over there. Alright, we have arrived in Sandy, Utah. And this is where there's a couple of houses, at least two, I'm not sure if there's more, that have extravagant side-by-side displays. I mean, the way this is set up, it makes it look like you could walk through, so maybe we will. It's sort of, this is actually like a sidewalk area. So maybe we'll do this where we'll at first walk along the boundary and then we'll go on the interior part. Look at it, even on the mailbox they've got like a Rudolph head. got Rudolph, Cornelius, the abominable snowman. Yeah, so it does look like it's just two houses, and there's the driveway, like we said. So we'll go ahead and walk through it in a bit, but let's still finish off the street side view. So that was the one house, and in the second house, got some lit up snowmen. In the background it says Merry Christmas. This one's a little harder to see because the trees are in the way, so you can't quite see like the house in the background. It's still nice to have them side by side like that. And it's on, I want to call it a main road, but it's not like a side street. It's the side streets would connect off of this road. It's not super busy, but it's definitely, not like I typically don't see, houses decorated a lot on what I would consider main roads. All right, so I'm gonna go back now and try to do the walkthrough on the interior parts of that first house. So, because it looks like it's more in order, at least from what I was doing, to go from the entry over here, I'm going to start this way. Oh look, it says gently step on button. This is cool. This is like the actual Frosty the Snowman. So let's see what happens when you very gently. Oh, that is awesome. He's singing the song in case you're not able to hear it because of the background noise. The snowman. There's Mickey with a Santa hat. Oh, you know what? Oh, that one's animated too.
All through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
What's interesting is this is the thing, the decoration that would be in Cleveland Public Square, and a lot of people would do selfies, minus the cushion to sit on. So I thought that was the only place I'd ever seen that in Public Square. This is the first time I've seen it elsewhere, so that's pretty cool. So people could sit down and do a picture there. Got the tree all decked out with the ornaments, the candy canes. You've got Santa and his reindeer, and Santa is like talking, even though there's music throughout the rest of the yard. He's singing up on the housetop. Got the snowman from Frozen. I wonder how many of these are animated. The major scene, see the windows even have like animations going on through it. Santa waving in the window. Animated reindeer. You got one popping out of the gift there. And like, look how cool some of these touches are. There's a lot of things I just haven't seen before, like these little spiral trees that line the area. The elf constantly twisting that and looking like a conveyor belt with the gifts. Another reindeer. Oh, and here's the Grinch characters. You got the little girl, the dog, the loyal dog to the Grinch. He has a one that says gently step on the button as well. So let's see what he says.
You're a mean one.
Mr. Grinch.
You really are a hero. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming.
Gingerbread man back there. And then Santa's workshop over here where they have like the animation going. I did see Santa peeking through there earlier on the animation. The North Pole. Oh, there he is coming on the animation. Oh, and here's Santa. He's not on a sleigh right now. He's on a motorcycle getting the tree out to the North Pole. So, excellent display. Love every bit of it. Alright, next up we are in West Valley City, Utah at Williamsburg Circle. The advertisement said that this one was a blow mold display that was designed by a child, so my assumption is that the arrangement of the blow molds were laid out by one of their children, which is always cool to see the classic blow molds. You got this group of snowmen there, Mickey and Minnie by the gifts. You have the candy canes and other decorations lining the driveway. You got even a little Stitch blow mold back there. Santa Claus, music playing, and then all the way in the back you have some kind of like cutout designs of elf, penguin, looks like a whale, but a whale unicorn. I'm not quite sure what the reference is to that. And then the rest of the house is, nicely done. You got the blow mold sleigh up there being pulled by a reindeer, and way at the very top there's also another Santa Claus. And then the adjacent house also has a few decorations, but also here there's some cutouts of a major scene that I believe, it's hard to say if it was designed by that yard or just a continuation of this one here. Yeah, nice little display set up with music synchronizing to the lights as well. Next up, we're still in West Valley City on Brood Drive. Got a couple houses here. Look at this one, The Christmas Story, giving back to our hometown of Cleveland with the references to it. Looks like he shot his eye out based on the one eye being out. You got the box that would normally say Fragile, does it? That's the reference to The Christmas Story. And then just a lot of unique, cute decorations. You got a gingerbread house back there, bicycle that says Happy Holidays. Those look like two sloths and a unique, I assume, carolers back there. Your blow mold manger scene. Santa. And it's two different houses. Now, I did see a picture in the past where the Santa being like inflated and blown up back there had a bigger light on it so you could see it better, but with all the lighting around you can still make it out pretty well. But I've never seen that one before. It's pretty funny. And then you've got the Grinch blow up, Snowman's head, The Nightmare Before Christmas. That might be the first time I've seen one of those today in the houses we visited. He's the one not guiding the sleigh, but he's in the sleigh with the reindeer guiding it. And then you have Snoopy in the back of that one. Big blow mold, or blow up, not blow mold, blow up of Mickey with the blow mold candy cane. And then you have a Ferris wheel that all the teddy bears are enjoying. Although there are a couple Santa Clauses on there as well. Okay, so nice couple of displays here. So just a 4-minute drive from where we were in West Valley City, we now entered Magna, Utah, and it is the street called Miracle Cove. I was reading about this, but I've never been on it. It's a whole street dedicated to all the houses decorating for Christmas. You see across the two poles, it has the Merry Christmas sign. And last year I did do one near the Sugar House area, I believe. I think it was like Glen Arbor or something that was included in my video. It was like Christmas Drive, and that was a street that also did it. But I did a drive-through before doing this video here, and this one seems even more extravagant. So let's go ahead and just enjoy the walkthrough I've never visited houses that really have just exclusive lighted song themes in the past, but they do have one of them here. That's not to diminish what they do. You know, I've seen a lot of them. It's just for video sake, I prefer doing capturing the ones that have all the decorations on them. You can see a guy standing out the side of the curb filming. Look on the roof how it says ho 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 with the big Christmas tree. By the way, you can tell all the cars that are enjoying coming down too. They have a little light show there with the Christmas ornaments. And this was one on the drive. This was one of my favorite looking displays. Look at the big lights on the porch itself, along with all the nutcrackers, the way the lights are arranged, the archway of snowmen, and then the penguins. The big teddy bear wrapped in Christmas lights. Yeah, very picturesque right there. And then Santa with the big reindeer made out of, I mean, it almost looks like wood to me, and the whole sleigh setup as well. And then the lights to accentuate the reindeer, including their antlers, the bulb on the nose, the red lights surrounding the sleigh. And you continue. This one probably has the simplest setup on the street. Just some green, white, and red lights around the property. I'm always a sucker for the Rudolph characters. You got the dentist in this one too. And the inflatable of Santa with the helicopter. Not helicopter, airplane. Look at the wiener dog inflatable with the Santa hat. You also had Snoopy over there. Various animals. Nice wreath decorations. An angel and another manger scene. Looks like handmade the way it's done. We have another archway going across the street here. Sort of the midpoint. And from what I can see, every house, maybe there's one that's not, but it seems like every house is participating in some capacity. Well, not just some capacity, I mean like pretty detailed capacities. Look at that one. They have like a Santa propped, one of those figurine stand-up Santas propped inside the front door. And this one has Santa with the simulated tree with the string lights and all the sleigh and reindeer. This one's a unique arrangement with the lighting on the snowman and the reindeer, sort of like a globe, glass look to it. I don't know the best way to describe it. Yeah, I guess it's the material, more the material that's made out of as opposed to the lights themselves. I don't know if I've quite seen that before. And the lights actually being on the interior of them. Now we get down here at the end of the cul-de-sac. Oh, see, when I was driving by, I didn't notice this. There's not a ton of decorations in this one per se, but if you can tell back there, we've got some more of a Christmas story representation. You got the pink inflatable for Ralphie. You got a big leg lamp. And then, let me try to zoom in for you guys. Yeah, there's the big leg lamp on the right. And on the left, they've got a a wooden figure that's like has painted on it with first Ralphie doing the, Red Rider gunshot. You have the pole that his brother is licking. Not his brother, Flick, I mean. Am I saying the right words? Or the right characters? No, or is Flick the bad guy? Forgive me, I need to watch it again. But his brother's the one that's wrapped up in the tight clothing that he can't move, and then his friend is the one that's licking the pole. I think Flick is the bad guy, right? So he's not pictured there. Oh no, Flick is the guy, is it? Because I'm trying to think. The teacher says, "Where's Flick?" Is that what she says? Either way, I'm going to sound dumb probably. Forgive me. Santa sitting on the roof. I assume he's maybe falling down. Santa stop here. Some cute inflatables there in that arrangement. It's always cool too when everyone's able to come up with something unique. Look at this, you got a horse. Even if they're not, the real ones aren't coming up to the fence. You got this one in the stable, or coming out of the stable. And let's walk around here. And now we continue looping around and going to the other side of the street. There you've got the Abominable. You have a Frosty the Snowman inflatable after you've reached the North Pole, which being fitting. Woodstock and Snoopy taking flight. By the way, if you've been enjoying this Christmas video in the greater Salt Lake City area in Utah, feel free to hit the like button. Leave a comment down below and subscribe to Poco Traveler if you haven't already. And happy holidays, everyone. Up there on the rooftop, we've got a Christmas tree design with some string lights going along the middle. It's like the type of tree I would always draw when I was a kid. This one we won't be able to see some of the blow molds that are in the front yard, but right here you've got several snowmen holding each other up. And then a Santa Claus. In the background there you've got some minions on the porch. Yeah, this one has a lot included in it as well, even though some of it's further up the property. Some inflatables with the Santa on a train. Those ones are all, that one's always funny in the back there. See how the two snowmen, or the snowman and the penguin, are taking the milkshake, but they're like shivering to death as they're taking it. Actually, let me turn around real quick. I want to grab a picture of this from this angle. Kind of a nice shot. There's more cars than walkers, but as you've seen, there are some walkers that are coming out. I parked on the next street. It's impossible, or you can't park on the street, I would say is the better way to put it. Is that one of the chipmunks? This one's got a lot of nice small trees with different lights in the yard, and then you have the Grinch with Max and Whoville in the background. Well, I guess the whole theme is sort of like a Whoville. You got more Grinch and Max over there. Sorry, let me zoom in if you can't tell what I was referencing. It also says Grinch Street. North Pole Police. And I think we have maybe 2 or 3 more houses here. You can see this is already, just for this portion of the video, doing a nice paced walk has been already 15 minutes. If you want to take your time, you know, if you're in a car, it's going to take more like 5 or 6 minutes with the pace the cars are going. Alright, trying to grab this is kind of a nice picture of this family of snowmen. sometimes the cars come in bursts. Like you can see right now, we haven't seen cars exiting, but there is like still a long line now coming in, and now the cars are starting to catch up and exit. Got a snowflake on top of the roof of that one. And then the joyous time of year. And that's gonna finish, you know, that's where the Merry Christmas sign first started. So once again, if you enjoyed this Christmas view of the greater Salt Lake area and Miracle Cove, great street shots, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and happy holidays everyone. We will see you next time.